Well, I feel very attacked by that question. Hello, I'm Charlotte and this is Books and Bargains. Today I'm coming to you with a tag video. It has been so long since I did a tag video, but I'm trying to get more organised and I'm trying to pre-plan some videos. And I just felt like filming today. I'm having a good day. I am feeling this look, I think. Not sure. I'm not sure on the dark lipstick, but I feel very autumnal, so I thought I would go with it. And today I'm going to do the reader problems tag. I don't know where this original tag came from. If I find out, I'll link it below. But I saw it on About to Read's channel and yeah, just thought I'd do it. Question 1 is, you have 20,000 books on your TBR. How in the world do you decide what to read next? I feel personally attacked by this video already because I have about 20,000 books on my TBR, and deciding what to read next, it just depends. So at the moment I am trying to prioritise NetGalley arcs because my ratio is ridiculous. And I'm also trying to prioritise any that have been sent to me for review. As you all know, I do a videos I'm looking forward to being released video each month. And when I do that, I like to show off books that are being released that month that I've read. So, for example, right now it is October as I'm filming this. I think this is going up in October. So I'm currently trying to read books that are due out in November, and then in November I'll read books that are due out in December. But at the same time, I have this massive backlist. So I'm planning on a project for next year to try and read more of my backlist. So let me know if you have any ideas on that. Number 2, you're halfway through a book and you're just not loving it. Do you quit or are you committed? I used to be committed and read everything. But now, the more that I read, the more I know if I'm going to like a book. And I tend to go a lot on the writing style. Like, if the writing style doesn't grip me in the first, say, 25%, it is gone. But there have been books that I've DNF'd after a couple of pages because there's been just something about them and I've just gone, nope, this book is not for me. So I am getting better at DNFing. The end of the year is coming and you're so close but so far away on your Goodreads reading challenge. Do you try to catch up, and how? So I have only done the Goodreads reading challenge this year and last year, and both years I've been ahead of my goal. However, I know that I'm the kind of person that would start reading novellas just to get that Goodreads goal because I'm basic like that. I will always try and set myself an achievable goal. So, for example, I knew this year that I was having surgery, so I'd have a lot more time to read. Usually I try and set my goal as like 2 books a week, and this year I set it as 3. So yeah, it's a bit of an open-ended one, that. Question 4. The covers of a series you love do not match. How do you cope? I buy new books. Because I buy so many of my books second-hand, if there's a collection that I want and the covers have changed to a new one, I will decide which ones I like more and just collect those. I don't think I've had it so far where the covers have changed between a series, and I don't really read too many series, but one that I can think, and they're right behind me here. So the old Sophie Kinsella books look like this and the newer releases are like this, and I'm now trying to collect as many as I can in this kind of new style, but I won't get rid of these until I've read them, and then once I've read them I'd get rid of them and try and get it in the new covers. Everyone and their mother loves a book you really don't like. Who do you bond with over shared feelings? This is where the Booktube community comes really into my life and Bookstagram. It's like there is always someone. If I put on my Instagram stories, if you don't already follow me on Instagram, by the way, it's always linked below. There's always someone that I can say, I have some feelings about this book, and someone will come to my attention. Books this year like that, Where the Crawdads Sing. I enjoyed it from about halfway through, but I was just like, really? Not worth the hype, in my opinion. Question 6. You're reading a book and you're about to start crying in public. How do you deal? Well, this has happened. I've cried on buses. I'm just open with my feelings. If I feel the need to cry, I will openly sob. I remember reading Me Before You years ago and finishing it just as my shift was about to start. And so I walked on to take handover and I was a bit teary, and I can't remember who it was at the time. Someone was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I just finished reading Me Before You." And we had a good laugh about it. So yeah, heart on my sleeve kind of person. If a book is going to make me cry, anywhere I am, the tears will flow. Question 7. A sequel of a book you love just came out, but you've forgotten a lot from the prior novel. Will you reread the book, skip the sequel, try to find a synopsis on Goodreads, or cry in frustration? I'm not good with rereads. I've got quite a good memory though, but I tend to wait. If I know that a book's going to be a trilogy, for example, I will tend to wait until all 3 books have come out and then read them one after the other. However, I'm getting better at getting into series. So, for example, Bridget Kemmerer's series, I am so desperate for A Vow So Bold and Deadly to come out. I couldn't really tell you exactly everything that happened in A Curse So Dark and Lonely, but A Heart So Fierce and Broken is still quite fresh in my mind. So I don't know. I've never been one to read series until way after everyone. I don't really get, I suppose. So the only series that I've read like year on year when it was released is Sophie Kinsella's Shopaholic series, but you didn't really have to remember what had happened in previous books to fully get what was happening in the new book, I guess. So I don't know. There is one I read last year or very early this year, A Throne of Swans? I think that's what it's called. And I was going to pre-order the second book, but I can't really remember what happened in the first book. So that's one that I would need to reread, and I'm not sure at the moment whether, well, I haven't got the time. So that is that. You do not want anyone borrowing your books. How do you politely tell people nope when they ask? Nobody has ever asked to borrow my books. Me and Victoria were talking about this when we met up, and so I say nobody's asked to borrow. I have lent out This Is Gonna Hurt probably 4 or 5 times, but every time I've lent it out, I've resigned myself to knowing that I won't get it back, so I've just bought another copy. That is the best thing about charity shopping, is that I can find myself another copy. My thing with lending out my books is that I like to keep my books in pretty pristine condition, as you might be able to tell from my shelves. And I lend books to my husband, but I tell him if he damages them, he will have to replace them. So yeah. And I also know that he doesn't take them out of the house. I don't know. I don't know how I would feel about lending books. It makes me sound selfish, but I'm not, because if somebody wanted a book, as long as it wasn't a really new one, I tend to just give it to them and say, oh yeah, pass it on when you've finished, and then I will scour the charity shops for a new copy for me. That is just how I roll. Reading ADD. You've picked up and put down 5 books in the last month. How do you get over your reading slump? I tend to have quite a few books of different genres on the go at the same time, so I don't tend to get into reading slumps, because if I'm not enjoying the book, I will either DNF it or I will just read something else alongside it. So at the moment I can see from here that I have got, there's 5 books on the go plus an ebook, I think. And they're all different genres. So if I'm just not feeling one, I'll just read it more slowly, or like I say, DNF it. Question 10. There are so many new books coming out that you're dying to read. How many do you actually buy? Well, when we're talking about new releases, I would say that I buy no more than maybe 4 a month. But I'm really lucky to get a lot of the books that I want to read on NetGalley. So I have a lot of ARCs, and I have started pre-ordering books. And I think I've got about 2 or 3 a month pre-ordered for the next, say, 6 months. So, yeah. But second-hand books. You've seen my book hauls. You know that I buy a lot of second-hand books. I can easily buy 40 to 50 books a month. Yeah. Let's move on quickly from that one. And question 11, after you've bought the new books you can't wait to get to, how long do they sit on your shelf before you get to them? Well, I feel very attacked by that question. So, when I look at last month, the new books that I bought myself Starfell, which I have already read, / I'm in the middle of reading. My husband bought me Love, Frankie, which I am already reading. I bought myself My Sister the Serial Killer a couple of weekends ago, and I've already read it. However, books can sit on my shelf for a very long time. I am tempted next year to each month do a look back at the haul from 12 months ago and just go through those books, see what I've read, what I'm still interested in reading, and maybe do some kind of unhaul thing like that. Who knows, really? Who knows? Anyway, that's enough of me being personally attacked by a tag video. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, it would mean the world to me if you could like below and subscribe to this channel if you would like. I aim to upload videos every Wednesday and Sunday, with sometimes a bonus video on a Friday. Until next time, look after yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Bye!